Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Ed again. Been like all week thinking while I've been at work and whatnot. How am I going to do a new video blog? What am I going to do it about? Oh, come here, you. Gizzy, who is my monster cat. He's huge. This boy is massive. Stop by to say hi. He's just bothering his day. You can see by the size of his head how big he is. He wants down. Anyways, now he should leave me alone while I'm doing. He what it is. He thinks I'm talking to him, don't you, buddy? Yeah, you think I'm talking to you. So, anyways, I'm thinking, what am I going to do a new video blog about? What have I done this week? So, well, I went on a dive trip, but the seas were horrible. We got the living hell beat out of us, like big 7-8 foot seas, I guess. Boat was rocking all over the place. I was sick as hell. I only dove once. Wasn't real happy. Hell, I was even sick when I got home. Anyways, started thinking, and I was on a website. I don't even remember which one at this point because I've been through so many nights. It's like 6:15 in the morning. As anybody who watched my last video blog knows, I sit up all night on my nights off and check out internet video, I just fucking browse the web quite a bit, and I find these things, stumbling upon some of them. Anyways, I was on something, and there was an ad for the 8 films to die for, and I was thinking, these movies are not to die for. They actually, for the most part, they suck. If you're a horror fan. Like me, I go to a horror movie convention. If I had more money, I'd go to conventions, but since I only have enough to go to one, I go to Texas Frightmare. And I really immerse myself in horror. I watch at least one horror movie every day. Lately, it's been Red Victoria a lot. I pretty much know the movie verbatim at this point, which is kind of sad. Anyways, so I'm thinking about like these 8 films to die for. If you watch 1 or 2 horror movies a year and that's it, then go ahead and watch the 8 films to die for. You'll love them. They're great for people like you, but for people like me who are diehard horror fans, I sit and root for Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 74. That's the 1974 version. Anyways, then these movies are just going to irritate you and piss you off, and I say don't go buy them, don't waste your money. At most, rent them. Of the new 8, last year's 8 films, I bought several, and the only 2 that I felt were worth anything were Grave Dancers and Unrest. I liked those. I thought they were good. I enjoyed them. This year, so far, I've bought Lake Dead. Lake Dead wasn't bad, aside from the fact that here's what it is. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Wrong Turn, and The Hills Have Eyes, what is that, 78 or 80, the original, 78 I think, got together, had a baby, and named it Lake Dead. There, I just told you everything you need to know about that movie. Hey guys, you're back. What do you want? Anyways, that's what Lake Dead is. It's the unhealthy child of those 3 films. Don't bother. It's not bad if you're like me and have nothing to do at 3 a.m. and you want to watch something. Then go ahead and sit down and watch it. But I didn't do this blog just to slam the 8 films to die for. No. I'm going to tell you about some movies that I think you should watch instead, because I think Anchor Bay should drop some funding into these films and these filmmakers, as opposed to the shit that they're putting out right now that real horror fans couldn't care less about, because they suck. You get on horror forums like horrormoviefans.com, Bloody Disgusting will pump anything. They do it just for the fucking advertising money that they get out of it. So, and after reading, I read their review of Automaton Transfusion. Then I watched the movie. They are so off the mark, that movie fucking sucks. Okay, so I don't trust anything Bloody Disgusting has to say when it comes to their horror movie recommendations. UHM, upcominghorrormovies.com. They know what they're talking about. Anyways, we've got guys like, I'll talk about the Texas Blood, or Texas Horror if you want. You've got guys like out of Houston. I think Josh Vargas is out of Houston. Stacey Davidson, I know, is out of Houston. Mel House is out of Houston. Those 3 guys right there are out there kicking ass and taking names, and they don't have any big production companies dropping huge funds into their films. You're not going to see them in the 8 films to die for, at least not yet. But you should, because all 3 of them are making kick-ass movies. Stacey Davidson has Domain of the Damned, which is an awesome film. I got to see that at Texas Frightmare a couple years ago. Not a couple years ago, last June. What am I talking about? And if you're watching this, then you're probably on MySpace, and you can go to the Domain of the Damned MySpace page and check it out there. Josh Vargas did Sway, or he's working on Sway. Which I don't know, there's no movie poster really on here. But there you can go on MySpace and check that out. There, Mel House did Closet Space. Oh, there's Sway on one horror movie site. What is that? That's on UHM, Upcoming Horror Movies, that I was just talking about. Mel House did Closet Space. And you can check that out on MySpace too. It's got a MySpace page. Anthony Brownrigg, he did Red Victoria. He's working on Freeborn. He's been in like 7 or 8 movies himself. Maybe even, I don't know how many there are. I didn't check his IMDb because I'm not doing like a factorial about anybody. I'm just saying. Brownrigg made Red Victoria for like $5 grand, and it's a kick-ass indie film that doesn't even look indie. So you should check that out. It's going to be... He's got like a limited theatrical release on that, and then they're going to push it to DVD. If you've already seen it at a horror convention, then you know it's awesome, and you probably already bought a copy of it yourself. Domain of the Damned by Stacey Davidson should be out by the end of spring, or so that's what he's telling people in interviews. I'm bugging him all the time about getting a copy, because I want a copy, because that movie fucking rocks. Parrish Randall, he's out there. He's got The Quick and the Undead. I think that's already out on DVD. Slaughterhouse, I know, is out on DVD. You can buy that at Amazon. And Texas Roadkill's in the final stages of production. I believe he's just redoing the audio. And he's going to be working on The Legend of Axeman Abe, unless he changes the title, which should be pretty good. And he's got another one called Longtime Fan that he's working on. I'm not sure what that's all about yet. But these are movies and filmmakers that people should be dropping, you know, companies like Anchor Bay and Dimension and whoever should be dropping their funding into. Fucking people who are out there making kick-ass horror movies for next to nothing to begin with. I'll be amazed. Stacey Davidson also just did Sweatshop and The Flesh Keeper. He helped out on Closet Space. I can't wait to see what he can do when he's got an actual decent budget behind him. The same with Brownrigg. Parrish Randall, if he could get a good budget behind him, oh my god, he'd make some fucking kick-ass stuff. Tell me about it. Sway looks promising. Check that out. This is just... blah, blah, blah. I lost my train of thought there. Had to spit that out. But that's, I mean, those are the films to die for. You want to see some films to die for? Go find Domain of the Damned, Red Victoria, Slaughterhouse, The Quick and the Undead, Sway when it comes out, Closet Space. Go check those films out. You know, go buy Slaughterhouse on Amazon. The production quality isn't up to what you're going to see in the 8 films to die for because Parrish doesn't have big companies dropping money on him. None of these movie makers that I'm talking about do, but they're still making really kick-ass great films with what they have. So go check those out. Avoid the 8 films to die for if you're a horror fan, because you're not going to be happy with them. Just get rid of them. Anyways, that's really all I have to say for this video blog.